Israel's military offensive in Gaza continues and the devastation is only increasing. You might be wondering, what exactly is Israel trying to achieve in Gaza? An analysis of the Israeli army's tweets shows the reasons have been changing. Here's how. First, it was all about the 3 Israeli teens who were kidnapped and killed in June. Netanyahu immediately blamed Hamas without so much as a shred of evidence.
Hamas terrorists carried out Thursday's kidnapping of 3 Israeli teenagers.
That narrative was everywhere.
Is there any doubts for you at this point that Hamas is responsible?
No, there's no doubt.
The 3 teens who were brutally murdered by the Hamas terrorists, unfortunately, there's no doubt about that.
But guess what? It's now been confirmed by Israeli officials that the kidnappings were carried out by a lone cell not operating under Hamas's leadership. They later tried to take back that statement. Regardless, right after the kidnappings, Israel heavily cracked down in the occupied West Bank with raids and arrests, and Hamas responded by firing rockets into Israel from Gaza. All of that led to this current offensive, Operation Protective Edge. Israel's narrative then shifted to the rocket attacks. Here's what we heard.
No country on earth would remain passive in the face of hundreds of rockets fired on its cities, and Israel is no exception.
We cannot compromise with death. We cannot compromise with rockets.
The objective of this mission is very simple. We need to restore deterrence. We need to end the rocket fire.
Israel says more than 2,800 rockets have been fired from Gaza since July 8th, resulting in 3 civilian deaths. 90% of the rockets targeted by the Iron Dome have been intercepted, protecting Israeli lives. Still, Israel justifies its military offensive in Gaza, saying it has a right to defend itself. But if this is about defense, why do Gaza's civilians make up more than 75% of the dead, according to the UN? And why have hospitals, homes, schools, and markets been directly targeted by Israel in violation of international law? So after the kidnappings and then the rocket attacks, Israel now says the operation is about the tunnels.
There's a maze of terror tunnels in Gaza
That is geared to penetrate our territory.
Coming into Israel to try to kill our people.
Israel launched a ground invasion into Gaza on July 17th to destroy what it says is a sophisticated network of tunnels used by Hamas and other groups. Palestinians say they've primarily used the tunnels to smuggle in food and supplies barred from entering the Strip. Israel has known about them for years. But now Israel says it won't end its offensive until all the tunnels are destroyed.
עד כה נטרלנו עשרות מנהרות טרור, ואנחנו נחושים להשלים משימה זאת, עם או בלי הפסקת אש.
The changing tune only suggests Israel provoked a war in Gaza without clear objectives. Assuming all the rockets are stopped and the tunnels are blown up, the question remains, what is Israel's endgame in Gaza? And given that Israel won't end its siege of the Strip, is this just about maintaining the status quo? The world is left wondering, especially the people in Gaza. What do you think the next chapter will be? Let us know in the comments below.